Is it just me, or does the game seem quieter than usual? I could just be going crazy, and it could just be quiet because it's the, music here. I switched the castle theme back to this. Oh yeah, maybe I should put the stuff from this layout onto the background of the starting soon screen so that doesn't lag as we switch over. I have not yet gotten around to adding resources here, but it's fine for now, I guess. I did do the little smidge of building up supports and stuff like I said I would, and getting these two up to level 20 because it was pretty easy peasy. Also got my unit up to level 20 because, I was only like a level and a half away, so I just did that. So we are at the ready for some things now. And yeah, pretty crazy performance of that film there for sure. I hope things are going well today, Mortis and Lancer. Let's see here. We have a bunch of supports to get through then, so let's go ahead and do it with Kyle first. Yeah, if only, huh? Lord Harmonia, I wish to apologize for hurting your feelings the other day. Oh, you mean when you got mad about me following you around? Also, I have my stream manager's playing. That doesn't need to be playing. Don't worry about it. It was my fault anyway. Sorry for bothering you, Kyle. Kind heart, Lord Harmonia. Think so? Kyle? Harmonia, there's something I haven't told you about myself. Something for which I cannot be forgiven, no matter how much I wish to repent. Oh no, what did you post to Twitter all those years ago, huh? I'm a worthless servant. It's my fault that you were kidnapped and taken to Nor. Your fault? What did you do? We had all traveled to Chevrolet that day. I noticed Norian forces in the city. The same forces that would later kill Sumeragi and take you away. But I was young, and I didn't know what their presence meant, so I said nothing. It's not your fault, Kyle. You were a child. How could you know what would happen? I come from a long line of ninja that have always served the Hashiden royalty. I was trained from an early age. If anyone should have understood, it's me. Such incompetence. I should have paid with my life. There's no way I could ever heal the suffering I've caused to you and your birth family. I should not even be allowed to speak with you. I'm so sorry, Lord Harmonia. Stop, you did nothing wrong. If anything, I should be apologizing to you. What? I'm so sorry, Kyle. You must have been tortured by this for years. I never knew. I've acted so inconsiderately toward you. But I think now is the time to forgive and to move on. I can't... My throat acting funny on me today. We can't allow the rest of our lives to be defined by past mistakes. Besides, you were the one who returned me, were you not? Returned you? Yes, it was you who traveled to the Flame Tribe in order to bring me back. You were the one by my side when I returned to Hashido. It was you, Kyle. You gave me a chance to be with my birth family again. But, Kyle, you are not at fault. And even if you were, you have repaid your debt to me. So, please, let us never speak of this again. Will you promise me that? Well, yes, I promise. Good. Are you laughing at me? It's just, you remind me so much of Lady Makoto. It warms my heart. I remind you of my mother. How so? When Lady Makoto became queen, she forgave me and allowed me to serve her. I wonder if she somehow foresaw that her child would do the same one day. Perhaps you are the one I was always meant to serve. What do you mean? As you must have noticed, all members of Hoshido's royal family have 2 retainers. These retainers are chosen from the best of the castle soldiery. When the time is right, they pledge their allegiance to a single lord. For example, Orochi and Raina both served for the late Queen Makoto, and the latter is not one that's supportable, apart from Korin. Tsubaki and Hana serve Lady Sakura. Hinata and Oboro serve Lord Takumi. Zama and Setsuna serve Lady Hinoka. Kagero and my twin brother Saizo serve Lord Ryoma. Wait, so that means... Yes. Though I have served the royal family for some time, I serve no single master. I have always been troubled by this fact, but perhaps Lady Makoto arranged it, so that someday, when the time was right, I could serve you, Lord Harmonia. If you will have me, then I will pledge myself to you. Do you accept? Kaze, Kyle, whatever. I do. I accept. Now, as your retainer, I hereby vow to protect you with my life. Thank you. I pray it never comes to that, my friend. There we go, the A support that isn't actually necessary to save him in this game. Things are good. You've gone back to Warframe as a Destiny refuge. Well, with all this stuff going on recently and other news, still sick, but you're at the tail end, so at least recovering then. Pretty much just coughing now and nothing else. Okay, on the recovery there. You know, yeah, it honestly is a kind of tragic bit of lore right there for him. Such. Fates does some quality writing. It's all just shotgunned into the supports. Yeah, that's this game in a nutshell. Yeah, supposedly the writers for supports of main story were different people who never spoke to each other. Really? Jeez. And well, we just got a new retainer added. Shall we add another one? Silas, I'm really sorry about the other day. Wait, for what we found out? It was a long time ago, Harmonia. No need to be sorry, though I'll admit, the truth isn't what I expected. It's a little embarrassing to learn again how much I cried after I couldn't see you again. I can see why they tried to take your mind off me, though. I guess they simply did too good a job. That's putting it mildly. I suppose the feelings of one noble boy weren't a priority. Ha, next to the young prince, I have done the same thing in their shoes. You have a big heart, Silas. Though I feel my offense in forgetting about you was worse than any of theirs. I'm actually relieved by what we learned. What? Why? You cried every day because you weren't allowed to see me, right? Doesn't that prove I really was your closest friend? Yes, I suppose so. You should know that I have no regrets about taking you outside those walls. Nothing makes me happier than helping you in whatever way I can. Silas, you're a better friend than I deserve. Well, now that the past is laid to rest, it's time to focus on the present. Well said. Did you decide yet what you want to see? Wait, damn, I forgot the list. Wait here just a second, and I'll be back with it. Wait, Silas, I'll come with you. You don't need to sprint. Oh, I thought that he swears, like, fealty to you and A support as well. Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. You've heard a lot of rumors about this game's writing process, but if they really were different people, it would explain a lot. Yeah, it kind of would. Sad as it is. Hello, Arthur. How did the fire drill go? Lord Harmonia, just the person I was hoping to run into. As promised, I drenched myself in water before the drill. It was a huge success. Oh, thank goodness. I had a bad feeling something might happen with the wildfire. I'm so glad I said something. Wildfire? Whatever do you mean? This has nothing to do with the fire. No? Then I was soaking ourselves in water a success. Well, we conducted our drill by the river. Safety first, as I always say. Remembering your advice, I went to the river's edge to jump in before we started. That's when I slipped on some mud and fell face first into the water. I really shouldn't be surprised, but I'm still confused. How was the day a success? Allow me to finish. The river I fell into had some remarkably swift rapids. I pride myself on being the best swimmer in town. It was too much for even me. Grief. On. Well, unfortunately for me, I wasn't the only thing fighting the rapids that day. It rained heavily the night before, so the river was full of rocks and broken branches. Every stroke was accompanied by searing pain. It really pushed my limits. However, I didn't lose heart. It's important to keep your cool in emergency situations. With the fury of 1,000 sharks pulsing in my veins, I fought with all my might. Through sheer grit and determination, I somehow made it safely back to shore. All of the villagers gave a huge round of applause when I surfaced. They said it was even more exciting than a wildfire. Best show they'd seen in years. It's a mad world, Lord Harmonia. One must always be vigilant. Without your advice, I would have never had the chance to test the waters, if you will. I value any chance to grow, so I will surely be coming to you for advice more often. I'm quite certain this marks the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Me to help, Arthur, I guess. I'm just glad you're okay. I'm more than okay. I'm on top of the world. You really are my lucky star. Thanks, I think. What a support there. Yeah, Arthur lives on despite Darwin. Or lives despite Darwin. Yep, pretty much. Heard things like the game script was originally like 500 pages long and they cut it down by only keeping their favorite parts, and the localizers didn't actually translate a word of text and wrote their own script based on what they thought the characters were saying. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Though, quite frankly. Hello, Effie. I've been dying to hear the rest of your story. Is now a good time? Of course, Lord Harmonia. Now, where did I leave off? Some guards were harassing you, and Lady Elise was forced to reveal her identity. That's right. It was sad because we both realized we wouldn't be able to play together anymore. sat sobbing in the street for hours, till I realized how I could see Elise again. Go on. Well, I realized that I must become a palace soldier. Of course, it all makes sense. If I could make it as a soldier, I'd get to spend time at the palace. And to even be in the presence of Lady Elise once again seemed intoxicating. From that day onward, I gave everything in my quest to become a soldier. Fortunately, I turned out to have some aptitude for the profession. Yes, I'd vouch for that. Anyway, it wasn't long before my dream came true. Lady Elise took me on as a retainer, and that's where things stand today. She brought me hope in my darkest days. I would do anything for her. So, that's my story. Effie, thank you so much for sharing this with me. I may have said this before, but Elise is truly lucky to have you as her retainer. Thank you. That's nice to hear. But what's wrong? Harmonia, I feel a bit conflicted, because lately, you've become so important to me, and this upsets you? Yes, I mean, no, it's just that, well, Lady Elise is always my first priority, but at the same time, you've been so helpful in battle. You've taken such an interest in my humble life story. Effie, there's nothing to worry about. I understand your feelings for Elise. I would never want to get between you and her. I know that she comes first. I'm so relieved to hear that, because we do seem to be such a good team on the battlefield. Yes, of course, on the battlefield. I'd have to be some kind of maniac to be male core and support a first-generation female unit and just, like, banish a kid to the Shadow Realm. So you better not be implying what I think you're implying here, Effie, because I'm not about that life. Phew, my patrol is almost done for the night. Everything's nice and quiet. Wait, who did I just click for support next? Hold up, did that shadow just move? It's an enemy soldier. Look how good, like, I swear, the art for the random generic enemy soldiers is the best in Fire Emblem Fates. I swear, it's so good. There you are, Harmonia, Prince of Nor. I'll kill you where you stand. Ah! Ha! Nice try, but I'm not going down without a fight. Ugh! Never know when the constipation's gonna hit you, I guess. Harmonia, what's going on? Oh my, is that a soldier from Hoshido? He slipped through our defenses somehow. Don't worry, he won't be getting back up. You killed my whole family. You and the rest of Nor. I'll never forgive you. Enjoy your life while it lasts. Death and punishment are coming for you. Just wait. Ah. You okay? After that one stream where Anima suggested tucking her into the blanket, and I said that she wasn't that much of a blanket doggy, she's not usually a big fan of them. She seems to have, over the past few days, become quite comfortable in that blanket that Anima sent for her. Monia, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. I escaped without a scratch. No, I mean, are you alright? It's hard to hear. I feel terrible. I robbed him of justice. I didn't want to kill him, but I had no choice. Couldn't use the weapons non-lethally this time, I guess. He doesn't know why you sided with Nor. Give up, and his death will be meaningless. It's easy for you to say that. You didn't kill him. He'll never avenge his family. I see. In that case, you should feel terrible. Wow. Thanks a lot, Zura. No, listen. Just because you've chosen this path doesn't mean you have to like it. Get upset, throw a fit, cry into your pillow, and be worried if his death didn't upset you. Right. All we can do is keep pressing on. This won't be the last soldier who dies. That's why we have to end this thing. Exactly. Just remember, Harmonia, no matter what, I'm right here with you. Whenever you feel lost, I'll try to help you find your way again. Thank you, Zura. I don't know what I'd do without you. But yeah, Dad is playing Diablo 4 in the background, looked over and saw a player named Ho the Horn Charmer. Oh man. The generics in this game go so hard it pisses you off because they look legitimately better than some of your main playable units. Yeah, some. Not gonna name names, but yeah, some. Like, maybe we should append that, that list and homework that we had in previous streams. Like, if there was a tier list that someone had available, for like all the generic units as well. Like that's where it's at. Let's include them in the list. But I think when we were first discussing that, it was really difficult to just find like a full comprehensive list of like all the generic unit arts sorted by class. Like I'm sure that you can find like arts of all the generic units, but I couldn't find like a good resource that sorted them by class. I wish that I could. You know, which one is that one? Like, I'm sure that there's plenty of all sorts of, you know, sprites in this game of amazing PNGs and stuff. Yeah, the generic witch I remember. The generic witch is definitely really good. Oh, Lord Harmonia, I finally found you. I don't know if I remember this one. I might need to look it up again. Hello, Charlotte. Is there something you needed? Nothing for me, no. But for you, my lord. For you, I've made a wonderful lunch. I hope you haven't eaten yet. I haven't, no. It's very thoughtful of you, Charlotte. It is, isn't it? I was back in my tent, thinking about how you're always fighting on the front lines. It seemed to me like a nice lunch might be exactly what you need. Thank you very much. Could you take a quick look at it before you eat it? I just want to make sure that there's nothing in it that isn't to your liking. If there is, I'll throw it out and make you a whole new meal. I'm sure that won't be the case, but if it makes you feel better. Still no pickles! Just as I said, it looks perfect. Really? I'm so happy to hear that. I poured my heart and soul into making this lunch for you, Lord Harmonia. I started thinking about what I would make for you last night, and before I knew it, the sun had risen. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Wow. This is fantastic, Charlotte. The way you've mixed the flavors is perfect. Truly. I'm so glad to hear that. It makes all the effort worth it. Here, please excuse me, milady. Wait, please excuse me, milady. What? Is that a mistranslation of milord? I seem to be overwhelmed with gratitude. Let's go a step away. Or maybe it would be like, you must excuse milady. You know, like referring to herself. But then you have to take away the me? I don't know. Let's step away, or I'll make an absolute fool of myself. Poor Charlotte. Thanks again. But yeah, generic villager, the one Morris is talking about, is a definite wood for you. Okay, so you know which unit is being referred to here. Same with generic maid. I don't remember a whole lot of the generic units. I just remember that they go hard. Next time we go into a battle, we can look over the generic units and stuff. But yeah. Maybe it was the female Corrin line for male Corrin. And they just, you know, didn't realize that maybe they should be using gender neutral terms in those supports that works for either or. I guess? Or something or other. It just goes to show this game is absolutely geared towards female Corrin. Like, you have the option to have 2 kiddos. If you want, you can go with the first generation unit without completely screwing yourself. You know, it's you have more options. Is straight up the case. And there's no base game female or male exclusive classes, but there is in DLC. And I think that there's like 4. Actually, no, wait. I think that there's male supremacy for a DLC now that I think about it. I think there's 2 female exclusive classes and then like 4 male exclusive classes and then 2 generic ones in terms of DLC. That can be either or for some reason. I was about to say, like, there's an advantage there too, but there actually isn't. There is some exclusive skills that you can get, like Awakening from Great Lord and stuff. You know, but I guess there's actually more exclusive male skills there. But in terms of just like normal base game, like support options and stuff, like female Corrin definitely gets like far more options and far superior options. Charlotte, you can't misgender Corrin. This is 2023. That's right. Can't be doing that. And yeah, that one sentence just seemed really odd, you know, very off. But you know, who am I to judge? It's 2023. I don't know. You are the ocean's gray waves destined to seek. Is that you, Arthur? It's not nice to eavesdrop on people. You should have said something. Oh, my apologies. Your lovely voice ensnared my sense of decency. So, do you want something? Just to say that it's been too long, Lady Azura. Too long? Since what? Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. We met once before. Long ago when we were but children living in Nor. Really? Is that so? I'm very sorry, but I don't remember that at all. Fret not. It's only natural. After all, it was more than a decade ago. We were both young, silly children at the time. I suppose so. I had no idea. Please share this lost memory with me sometime. I will, most certainly. I shall be looking forward to it. Maybe I should build up that support some more and see more of that or something or other. Oh, Charlotte. Isn't it exhausting for you to always put on the act in front of men? Of course, but I have to do it. It's kind of attention that men seem to like. Gentle and proper, helpful and attentive. There's no way a woman exactly like that even exists. Definitely correct there. But there's no changing that. All I can do is do what I must to be popular. No, the way you are normally, like right now, is quite attractive too. Oh, I know. I've heard a few people say that too. Men tend to like my act more than my normal behavior. I'm happy to keep it up if it means being popular. Oh, how about you, Nyx? Do you ever pretend to be someone else? No. Well, that's not true. I did behave like a monster once. I did it so I could try and live my life alone. No, though, I wasn't really acting. Horrible things more times than I can count. Maybe I'm just pretending not to be a monster. You aren't any kind of monster, Nyx. Bit of an odd girl, but you're an important friend to me. Charlotte. Now you've got me being embarrassingly honest. Okay, forget what I said before, Nyx. Just be yourself. You're a good person without putting on any kind of act. Thank you, Charlotte. There we go. And let me, just double check here on my spreadsheet. Let's see here on the classes page. Let me go to the Nor page. Yeah, Charlotte wanted to A+ support with Nyx because her options are Parry, Baruka, and Nyx. So she could get Wyvern Rider, alternatively from Baruka, or she could get Cavalier from Parry, which does on paper sound like the better thing. But she's getting Cavalier from Xander because that's who I plan on pairing her up with. So she's already getting Cavalier anyway, which means we may as well do this. And as for Nyx, did she want to A+ support with Charlotte? Yeah, it looks like. Because her options are Effie for Knight, which would on paper be like a pretty good thing as well. Or, what the heck? Look at the right things here. Or Mozu. Okay, so I said last time that you could get like 2 first-generation archers. I guess technically 3, because you can make Nyx one as well. By getting Archer from Mozu that way. But I'm fairly certain... Yeah, the reason why I don't have her go with Cavalier is because she's pairing up with Jacob. And Jacob already, has Cavalier in his repertoire. So he can already pass things down like Luna. So, Nyx is taking the role of getting Fighter instead and unlocking Soul. So that Dwyer can get both Luna and Soul. So, I'll be making decisions like this sometimes that, make the parents a little bit worse, but make the children better. So, why have, 2 slightly better units when I can have, 1 ultra good unit? I'm playing it all into the children here. We're thinking big picture here. Alright, so go ahead and unlock Fighter. There we go. Sweet. And one last thing for Bob here. But yeah, be Fates devs. Make a game with a shit ton of waifus as a selling point. Make it so the game's geared towards a female self-insert who can't marry any of them except for one. What do they mean by this? Wait. The game is geared towards the female self-insert who can't marry any of them except for one. Wait, what? Think Charlotte without the act is way hotter? Charlotte and Xander's are your favorite pairing for her lore-wise as well. Is a pretty good one there, because Xander immediately sees through her and likes her for who she really is. Yeah, I remember that. I know I've done that pairing before. In past playthroughs. Lord Leo, hello! Hello, Charlotte. Do you need something from me? Not from you, my lord. Actually, I made a lunch for you. Would you like to try it? I'm sorry, but I ate just a little while ago. You did? Oh, that's a shame. I know. Would you be interested in some tea, then? I make a delicious cup. Not at all thirsty right now, thanks. Really? I guess that's okay. Am I bothering you, my lord? You are, in fact. I'm trying to think on a few things, so it'll be helpful if you let me be. Understood. If you need anything at all, let me know if I can help. I'm always happy to help you. Right. Thank you. But yeah, Magic Charlotte is really good, plus it's good for his kiddo stat-wise. Oh yeah, build up that strength there and stuff. Because Charlotte has, the 3 strength MSM. But also, did you mean, in that last comment, male self-insert? Who can't marry any of them? Is it because you get screwed out of a child unit? Not quite sure what he meant by female self-insert who can't marry any of them except for one. Is the case. Unless... Oh, I guess if we're talking about, like, just waifus and not husbandos, you know, if we're gonna get caught on, like, the terms, then I guess it does make sense, because it's just the one being Rajat. In which case, I see what you mean then. I needed to get my terms sorted out in my head there. You know, the difference with the two terms. The two terms. I can't words. I combined waifus and husbandos into one word in my head for a hot second there. Alright, let's do that one in a hot second. First, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and use Master Seal to promote to... It doesn't really matter what we go into. I want to see briefly Maid Charlotte for the memes. Sure, let's do it. So, I do plan on her final class being Berserker, but her defense and res growths are not exactly very good, and Berserker has 0 in both, and if I need to build up her level to unlock skills that she needs for, you know, kids later down the line anyway, and therefore needs to level up a bit, then I may as well have her use the Friendship Seal and go into Dark Knight, and then level up to, like, 15 or whatever it is, you know, so that that's the point where it's like, hey, all the skills are unlocked up to this point, and now I can switch classes and then get a different skill with every level up and that whole mess there. That's, like, 15 levels before that point of actually building up defenses on a unit that's not going to have defenses all that much built up. So, you know, I am not going to be like a weirdo that actually, you know, thinks that Dark Knight Charlotte is optimal. It just helps with my growths. So don't judge me. She's not a main anymore. Like, that would have balanced out some growth a little bit as well. But Dark Knight is the more defensive thing. Like, it adds a little bit of res, a decent smidge more defense, and it'll just help her be a little bit tankier and stuff. And she's a bit more of an all-rounder. She'll be able to wield, you know, magic, but she's gonna be, you know, more of a sword kind of person here, methinks. So, yeah, I'm like the one person ever that's gotta be playing Dark Knight Charlotte on some maps here and stuff. Alright. Now, let's see Maid Effie as well, then. Let's see here. Everyone's... What if there was, like, a challenge to make as many units in your army like maid/butlers? Just do that.
I'll protect you.
Wow. Everyone's becoming them, except not. Yeah, look at this. Ever thought you'd be seeing a sniper in a Fire Emblem Fates Conquest playthrough? What a weird run, huh? Bam. Do that fucking everybody up with the maid corpse. It will be pretty funny. A challenge run of just making as many as you can.
I'll protect you.
No. And make it optimal. Stuff. Alright. Well, and then finally, since I've gone up to level 20 here, I can go ahead and Master Seal into the thing that's a whole lot better than Hashido Noble, Nor Noble. So Hashido Noble unlocks as a final weapon staves to be able to heal. And, you know, for my Birthright playthrough, I was not all about that. I was like, I'm one of the best units. I gotta play into something that has 1 to 2 range and ideally with magic, so I just reclass myself to Grandmaster. It's only in Birthright that I need to worry about reclassing myself to Grandmaster. I can just be the canonical thing here and, you know, absolutely destroy everything still. Alright, there we go. Now I can use tomes, but I'm gonna need to, like, really practice them here because I suck at them. So, you know, that's what I better do. Look at that. We're gonna be this sprite for the rest of the playthrough now. Let's go to the smithy.
Thank you for
Yeah, the casting is, something. You know. Alright, I'll have a little bit of topaz here. I will make the fire +1. I don't know if there's something silly that I can call it. Like Hashido Noble skills more, but Nor Noble has better weapon options. Like Hashido Noble skills more, but the Nor Noble skills are just straight up better. Like, Hashido Noble, there's like the Draconic Guard or whatever the heck there, where it's like adjacent to an ally. It's like, I guess if you're being next to a unit that's walling, they're gonna have built-in miracle there, I suppose. But, you know, you might typically want to be walling yourself as well. And then you've got like Rightful King / Hashido there. It's not 2 times skill activation, it's like 10% extra chance is the case. It's not 2 times the odds, it's plus 10%. It works like it did in Awakening with Rightful King. Whereas in Whereas the equivalent skill that you get in Conquest, Nor, gives you access to all of your para-partners' chance to activate skills, which means that you've just, like, expanded how many skill slots you have access to. So why have, like, a few skills here that you'll have a 10% more chance to activate, when you can have, like, a pool of 8 skills total, and you're always gonna be activating something, is the better thing. And then there's also Draconic Hex, where it's like, oh, went into combat with your unit, you've just been marked for death. Like, you know how Draconic Hex worked in Fire Emblem Engage, except this works always. It's not just on player phase, you know? So, there's that. I don't know if there's anything silly that I can name this year. But yeah, food about. Yeah, there is some more Dragon Fang procs, and then, and you can just get both of them in the final thingamabob. No. Here, yeah, go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Yeah. In fact, I can forge those up a little bit more, considering all the stuff I have there. Yeah, I might just do Cheaty Pete stuff in the near future and get a whole bunch of materials, considering I would be visiting castles for this stuff between sessions, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, I don't know why my computer was complaining there for a hot second. But you know, if it wasn't for the fact that Nintendo servers being all weird and stuff. We can do the meme builder revelation of both skills. You can have 9 chance-based skills and have an extra 10% chance for all of them. Yep, there is that. You might still want to. You probably don't want to stack up that much, and it would be 8 because there's 10 skill slots total. And if you're equipping Hashido and Nor, that means like 8 other slots. That's how math works. But yeah, Engage's system was really good. Engage was so great gameplay-wise. Just sucked that its map design got worse and worse as it went on. You know, that's what makes me sad there. But yeah, I also find it ideal to put on Vantage stuff too. You can potentially go for Replicate. The unit's gonna become a little bit worse, but you get 2 of them. No. Let's see here. Yeah, despite the fact that she's in a bit of a weird class here, she, you know, is still a promoted unit and is gonna be kicking ass, so let's go ahead and let her do that. Play Engage because it artistically reminds you of a trashy gacha game. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of got that impression, and Engage didn't perform super great, apparently. I don't know if that was the main reason, but it was a factor, at least. Let's go ahead and go to the next battle here, how about? Alright, Chapter 15, The Black Pillar. Harmonia follows Azura, hoping to discuss King Garen's cruel methods. Mysterious enemies ruin the plan when they launch an unexpected attack. Let's go to Chapter 15, The Black Pillar.